Hey everyone, welcome back. This video is by request, I guess. This one's for you, Mark. This is my grow space downstairs. It's nothing too spectacular, but you've laid claims to some of my plants, it seems. So here you go. This is how they're doing. I apologize if there's any echo. It's in my basement and it's unfinished, so it's a little bit echoey. So anyway. As you can see right here, this is my Thailand giant. It's already started to grow like crazy. It's probably about 4 feet tall down here. The first leaf that came up was missing its top because, as you probably remember, I chopped it down to the ground. But it's growing fantastic. I have my grow lights on for about 16 hours a day, so it gets more than enough sun or light, as it were. So it does rather well. Off to this side here is my plumeria that I brought in from the garden. It's looking pretty good. It's obviously not really putting out any leaves or anything, but it's dormant. Let's get a little closer here. The stems are still nice and plump. They're not shriveling up at all, so they're perfect. Absolutely perfect. All the other petioles that we cut the leaves in half, the petioles are looking, well, they've all fallen off, so it looks good. Oh, except for this one. But there it is. It's gone. Alright, so on the top shelf here, there's nothing much to see. These are my Amorphalis konjac seeds that I'm trying to grow. Doesn't look like anything's growing in there. Looks like a lot of nothing. So maybe they were old seeds. If they're new seeds, supposedly the success rate is huge, like almost 100%. So I guess it wasn't great seeds, but still waiting. Sometimes they can take a little longer than you expect, a couple of months to germinate. So they'll stay down here till spring, and at that point I'll just throw it out if there's nothing there. My African violet still flowering. It's looking okay. These are spent flowers. I just need to clean it up a little bit. Inside here is my carnivorous seeds. They're not really doing anything since the last update I showed you. I updated some photos on Facebook. Over here, this is a perennial. This is a balloon flower. It's I should clean that up. I should have done this before I showed this video, but this was just instead of throwing it out, I thought I'd put it under here and see if it survives. Got a nice caladium here. This fern, asparagus fern variety. There's a lovely bromeliad in there. This is actually the reason why I bought it. Here is the coconut. It's growing wonderfully. It's not very big, but it's growing right up into the lights. So I will keep you posted on this. It's cooler in here, so I probably won't get too much growth on it over the winter, so we'll keep you posted on that as well. Got all kinds of agaves in here. These are all agaves that I've grown from seed. This one here is my favorite. It looks beautiful. I assume this is probably an Agave Americana by the blue color and just the shape of it. It's quite lovely. The other ones that I grew from seed aren't looking as nice. Well, some of them are okay. Here's one over here that was hiding behind the violet. Looks not too bad. And this one back here, it's quite large. I'm really intrigued by this one. I wonder what variety this is. If anybody knows, feel free to post it. Agaves are one of those things that they could be anything. They kind of all look the same to me, except for the variegated varieties, the interesting different ones. And down to the next shelf down, I'll have another update video on these guys. These are the ZZ plants that we're propagating. They're stuck in here. They're rooting. So should be very soon, and we will see new growth. I will do an update video though on this, and we'll pull it out and we'll see what the roots look like and what the little bulb looks like down underneath. Here's some more agave seedlings. I put these in the garden. They look like hell. I put them in the garden over the summertime in their little pots. That's why the soil is way over the top of the pot. They're a little worse for wear, but oh well. I've got way too many agaves, so if a couple die, that's all right. These are the two date palms that have survived. They're looking quite nice. Doesn't want to focus in when I get really close, but I have two of them with some nice weeds growing in the pot. Let's get rid of those. This is my my sequoia. It's not looking too great. Ow! The agave just bit me, for goodness sake. The soil is moist, but not sopping wet. It appears that the like it's been dried out or something. Maybe it happened before I got it, but it's just looking a little worse for wear. I love this plant here. This is a chlorophytum. It's in the same family as a spider plant, except this one doesn't spider. This will produce flowers. You can see the spent flowers right here, and they produce seeds prolifically. And as you can see down on the bottom, the green there, those are all the little baby plants growing. So instead of doing the spiders, it just produces prolific seeds. And it usually has a really vibrant orange color, and then a really dark green leaves. I don't know why these ones are yellowing. Maybe it gets too much sun here, or too much light. We have a Fatsia japonica here. This one has been neglected more than a few times, as you can probably see. It's in a small pot. I wanted to keep it in a small pot, but I think I'm going to have to transplant it into a bigger place, because it dries out way too quickly. And when it dries out, then it gets this stressed look, and it's not very nice. So I'll transplant it into a bigger pot. I think that's about it. These are some other agaves that came from seed. I love these ones. I love the variegation. If anybody knows the name of these ones, I'd love to know. I don't know that one specifically. What else do we got here? This one's for you, Mark. This is the papaya, the headless papaya. It's got beautiful new leaves. It's starting to, let's get down closer here. Starting to get all kinds of new little stems. Fantastic growth on it. I expected this to die, but no, it's holding in. It really wants to grow. Mine grow to, it was about 4 or 5 feet tall. Still beats your 2 feet and then croaking. So, not to rub it in, I cut it down. But I'll call this Mark's papaya from here on in. Maybe I'll just name it Mark. And then this was where my red banana, the enset, it was, or enset, I'm not sure. Again, I don't know the pronunciation of that. I'd wish somebody would tell me. Don't just type it. I need it to be told. This is just a plant sitting in the middle in a pot. It's an annual that it grows back from seed. It's got a really pretty spray of pink, very tiny pink flowers on it. I can't remember what the name of it was. I think they called it Joey or something. Has to be a scientific name involved, but I really don't know. And just a bunch of ivy growing in the pot. I kept this pot because of the ivy. The ivy was beautiful, and I wanted to see if I could keep it for next year. For some reason, it was really expensive this year, so if I can save a few bucks and multiply this ivy plant for next year, I might as well, right? Maybe I can use some in my garden. And last but not least, I have the red bananas here. They're not growing per se, but they're not rotted, and I can lift it up. So they're producing a root system in there. So we'll see. They're not dead, and they've curled up, kind of resembling what happens to a dandelion when you peel it down the stems and put it in water. It just curled up at the ends. So I have 4 pots, and soon, oh goodness, soon I will take one out of its pot, and we'll see what's happening around the corm. I assume that it's I assume that it would be calloused over and maybe growing, I don't know what you'd call it, growths along the sides, which will in turn be bananas for next season. So we'll keep you posted on all that stuff. And again, by request, my grow room is here. It's a very small space. Probably not the best place to have this space because it's right next to my electrical panel. But I don't tend to spray things in here, and I tend to keep things on the dry side, so it should be fine. It's also right next to my my sump pump over here, so any water drainage that comes off goes immediately down into that hole. So everything is great, just great. So anyway, happy growing, everyone, and hopefully your grow rooms are doing as well as mine. Hopefully they're doing a little bit better. I really do neglect this space quite a bit. Anyway, guys, I'll see you guys soon.